Working the John Fredericks Radio apps. Great to have you with us today. As always, I can't get enough of that. I just got to be candid with you. I wish I could take that Rubio speech and inject it into my veins or turn it into like a soft drink or like put it in my coffee. I've never heard a more robust defense of Western values in your face of these imbeciles in Europe who have destroyed their continent by this open border migration, which, as he pointed out, there was some utopian vision that open borders would bring free trade and free people, and we all live in harmony based on trade. And what we're finding out is it has destroyed lives and Western culture. And he had the balls to get up there in Munich and shove it up all their butts and tell them the truth about what is happening in America and these other countries. Now, some of these countries are gone. I mean, the United Kingdom is gone. It is no longer a country. The Muslims, the jihadists, whatever you want to call them, they have taken over London. They've taken over every major city. You got to get out in rural areas to get any sort of culture. And they just keep coming in and taking over. And now they want Sharia law. And it goes on and on. Every continent, every country in the European continent is on the brink of extinction because of what these globalist, libtard, gangster banksters have done, all to get cheap labor. So all this whole thing has been about. I've been saying this for 40 years. It's all it's about. Nothing has changed. Nothing will ever change. But I tell you what, that speech by Rubio is going to go down in history as one of the top speeches made in one of these international sets by an American. Right up there with tear down this wall. It's right up there. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. This was unbelievable. Now, to me, there is no question in my mind, no question about who's going to be the presidential candidate. I mean, the difference here, what I think, the difference between Rubio and Vice President Vance it's just not even close. I mean, I'm sorry, and I know those of you that love Vance, and I do too, but there's a maturity level and an experience level, and my God, it's not even close. And you got to wake up here and smell the coffee. The other thing is, Vance is Rubio is more electable. So this is not Vance bash. I mean, Vance is fine, but we have an extraordinary leader in this guy. I mean, he's grown significantly. I mean, this is the person you want leading our movement. I mean, if you really took in that speech and just digested it, because I've heard it now 3 times. I listened to it again last night on the plane coming back from Wilmington. Just put in my earbuds. I heard it was the 3rd time I heard it. Like I can't get enough. Because everything he said is spot on. And everybody you talk to says, wow, that was the speech. That was the speech. And very, very proud of America. Very proud. You know, to have somebody up there, it was not like boastful, like, you know, we're great, you're not. It was just like, hey, here's what happened in history, and you guys suck. That's basically what he said. And, you know, we got sucked into this, and we're done with this now. I mean, we are done with it. This is why I'm somewhat still bullish on the midterms, because I know if this economy turns around, you know, why people are going to continue to vote for your country being overrun with illegals from other countries that share no values and steal your money. I mean, I was talking to a cab driver last night that took me back from Reagan to downtown. And he was Iranian, and he had immigrated here. And of course, you know, he's very excited about Trump's armada going there, and he wants Ayatollah to fall. But he said, look, I came here, I got my green card. He said, here I am on a Sunday night. I got back about 9 or 10 last, about 10. He said, here I am on a Sunday night working my ass off, working my tail off. He spoke very broken English. Here I am Sunday night working my butt off in a cab, working off my butt. And, these Somalians are in there like stealing, like going out welfare and stealing billions of dollars. What the hell am I doing? I mean, this is the reality of what we're facing. And that speech, I tell you, was unbelievable. And something to behold. If you haven't heard all of it, we played, 20 minutes of clips. I would have played the whole thing if I had time. But you really need to go back and listen to that, because it is a game changer. You're just going to feel better about, hey, somebody gets it other than President Trump. Actually, somebody gets it. And Rubio's the guy. I mean, his level of maturity, worldly grasp, and the way he presented that, it was in your face, unapologetic. Like, this is not the direction we're going. Follow us or be left behind. Because the beauty of this country is we would like to have them, but we don't need them. We don't need them for jack. Okay, we just don't need them. They need us. We don't need them. This is why the tariffs are working. And I told you this for 15 years. I've been a protectionist for 5 decades. I'm going to be 68 in March, since I'm 20 years old. Why? Because everybody has to they want access to the American market, because we got the money. We got the production. We got the consumers. We buy stuff. They all want in. And if you pay a tariff, they will pay the price of admission, just like a cover charge at a bar with a band. You will pay the $20 if you want to hear the band, because it's the best one out there. You can go to that bar right up the street, get a beer, pay no cover charge, but there's no band you want to hear. So you pay the cover, the 10 or $20. It's the same thing here. And I told you inflation won't go up because they'll cut their margins in order to compete. And if they don't, our companies will come in and undercut them, which is what you want, because then they're hiring American workers. It is a no-lose situation. Now, tariffs can't be 80%, obviously. Part of that was just reciprocal. But 10, 15% cost of entry? Hell yeah. Every day of the week. Let's get these $2,000 checks rolled, baby. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm in a great mood today because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but Saturday night I got 10 and a half hours. So nothing to do there wherever I was. The game was rained out. We had a doubleheader. UMD Maryland won 2 out of 3. So good job, good start for the season. 888-480, John, 888-480-5646, 888-480-5646. Want to get your take on this speech, which I just thought was extraordinary. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. It was just extraordinary. And one of the most wonderful speeches I've ever heard about Western culture and where we're going and how this thing breaks down. So little bad news on the bad news front there. So on Friday, you know what? We're surrounded by cowards. Ever just notice that? Like, we're just surrounded by cowards. So on Friday, the Virginia Supreme Court, which is supposed to hear the redistricting case in Virginia, which many of us predicted would go down 7-0, because there was no intervening election. I mean, and Judge Hurley blew it to smithereens in Tanswell. And I'm sorry, yeah, Tanswell. But they punt. And they say, well, we're not going to rule on it until 2 days after the referendum. 2 days after the referendum. So they're going to let the referendum go forward, and then they're going to say, well, the people have spoken. What a bunch of weasel cowards. This is why this country is in trouble. Judges like this. There was no, this intervening election. Everything about this thing broke the Virginia Constitution. This is the Supreme Court. And like Morrissey said, the only risk here is they're afraid they're not going to get reappointed by the liberals, by the Democrats that now run the government in perpetuity. They're afraid they're not going to get reappointed, so they'll do nothing. And that's what they did. They punted. And then when they rule after the referendum in Virginia, which is going to win, 65-35. I don't care what Saxman says. We have no money. And I talked to people last night. There is no money, no ground game, and no party. And Jeff Ryer just got there. And this thing is in April, and early voting starts in like a week. I mean, there's nothing we can do. So, can we win a couple of these seats? Whitman's gone. Kiggins has an outside shot, 30%. Klein, 35%. McGuire, 25%. I mean, other than Kiggins, who has an outside shot, we're going to get wiped out. It's likely to be a 10-1, 10-1. They put all the Republicans in Morgan Griffith's district. He's going to get 99% of the vote, like the old Soviet premiers did. And good for him, but we're just surrounded by cowards. All we're looking for is some courage. See, that speech was courageous. That was a courageous speech. To go there to Munich and just shove it up their butt. I mean, you can't get enough of that, right? Not enough. Now, I'm going to take your calls because I want to hear from you, what you heard of the speech, what you think of what's going on in Virginia. We were on the air Friday. We had a great week in Iowa. I had such a great week there, folks. It was unbelievable. It was just a great week, great day. Everything was fabulous. I tremendously enjoyed it. And but I tell you what, even beyond that, just to get out and talk to people and get so many candidates on. We've got others coming on today. We kind of like struck the main vein there. I want to thank Eric Bradstad for setting us up. We have to go back, but it was really great. Don't forget our poll. Our poll is huge. We got the first straw poll for all the candidates in America. Our poll is huge. And I just ask you to go to that. Tell her, put it up. You got to go to that poll. There's a QR code if you want to do it on your TV or your screen. But just go to my website, John Fredericks Radio. It's right there. John Fredericks Radio. Don't want to miss it. And just participate in it. It's should be on our social media pages. I have no earthly idea. I will be sure it's on there. I have a really busy list. A couple of days getting home.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyler. It's on my homepage. But yeah, participate in that poll, and you rank the candidates in your choice. I mean, I got to tell you who I think you know who I voted for. Number one, Marco Rubio. I don't even think there's a question. But then you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went all the way down to 11, and kind of thought it through. And we got Steve Bannon's on there. So we want to hear from you in this poll. And I tell you what, people are paying attention to it. And I'm going to have it at CPAC. CPAC's coming up. But doing this bus tour, folks, it reinvigorated my soul, because you sit here in the bubble, when I'm running for World War II chairman, and you just get engulfed in D.C. Man, you get out there, you talk to the people, you learn things. I got to do another one. I'm thinking, what do you guys think? I'm thinking we were going to do New Hampshire, Maine, and then I'm like, there's too many of these primaries. Like, there's really nothing going on in New Hampshire. I tell you what's really going on is Texas. When's this thing? March 2nd? What? That's in a couple of weeks. Maybe we do that. Definitely got to go to Georgia. I mean, there's no question. We got this new governor candidate in there, Ricky Jackson. He's ahead in the polls after like 3 days. Head in the polls, beating Burt Jones. Don't know where Raffensperger is, so you got that going on. You got this monster thing in District 14. You've got Clay Fuller, that was endorsed by Trump. And then you've got Colton Moore, who's the favorite. Now, there's where you needed ranked choice voting in the primary. That's no question about it. I mean, you got 15 candidates. They should get ranked, and, so because you got to get second place votes in order to win. right? Instead, they're going to be bashing each other. And when you get to that runoff, it's going to be super bash. What good does that do? Same thing you're going to get in the Senate race. Dooley's gone nowhere. Derek Dooley's gone no. He was at 15%. Now he's at 9%. They keep telling me, oh, they are holding their fire for what? Till he's at 3%. The guy's going down. Sell the stock. I sold it. I'm out. I took the loss. I took the hit. Done. I mean, that thing's dropping like a anvil in the Southern Lake. That thing is just, I don't know where the hell that campaign's going or what. I don't know what the governor saw in him. Nice guy, pretty good coach, I guess. Didn't vote in 20 years. You just can't overcome that. You cannot overcome it. And he tried to do it. I kind of bought into it a little bit when he was interviewing with me, but then it was like, people just don't like it. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. 888-480-JOHN. You want to weigh in? 888-480-5646. 888-480-5646. And we're going to go to a quick word from our sponsors. I want to get your calls when I get back. Don't forget to text me too. I mean, I got 3 phones here going, right? I run my company on 3 phones. 1, 2, here's the third one here. I got 3 phones. Unbelievable. So I'm running for World War II chairman. I got that phone. I got it all going on. Text line 878-256-9062. Call in line. Tell her I take it and fix the 800 number. Tell her 888-480-JOHN. 888-480-5646. I'm going to go get myself a cup of 1775 coffee, and then I'm going to be right back. Stay with us.